Welcome to the Old Time Radio Westerns. I'm your host, Andrew Rines, and I'm excited to bring you another episode absolutely free. This is one of over 80 episodes released monthly for your enjoyment. Now, let's get into this episode.
Horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver, the Lone Ranger. General Mills, makers of Cheerios, the ready-to-eat oat cereal that gives you go power, and Wheaties, the breakfast of champions, present by special recording, the Lone Ranger.
Diving Doris is 13, and she is a diving queen. She can do a flip because she knows she's got go power from Cheerios. Yes, she's got go power. There she goes. She's feeling her Cheerios, Cheerios, Cheerios.
That's a mighty good idea for you. Just make sure you eat a big bowl of Cheerios and milk every breakfast, and you'll get go power, too. Because a Cheerios breakfast is loaded with proteins, vitamins, and minerals. The very things that help build healthy bodies, strong bones, good red blood, and muscles. Why, they'd be the sort of breakfast you'd go for even if they didn't taste so good. And they do taste delicious. Cheerios are a real oat cereal, already cooked with that delicious toasted oat flavor. So that's for you. Swell-tasting Cheerios and milk for go power. Eat 'em every morning and you'll hear...
She's feeling her Cheerios.
With his faithful Indian companion Tonto, the daring and resourceful masked rider of the plains led the fight for law and order in the early western United States. Nowhere in the pages of history can one find a greater champion of justice. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. From out of the past come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again. Come on, Silver. Let's go, big fella. I'll Silver. Hurry!
Melissa Powell, a woman about 40 years of age, was considered by the townspeople of Laredo to be one of their most unusual and cherished attractions. When Melissa drove from her large ranch house to town, her appearance there never failed to cause a bit of a sensation. For unlike the usual Western woman, Melissa not only rode in a shiny black carriage drawn by a pair of high-stepping, glossy black horses, but when she alighted, the sheen of silk and satin gown, the plumed velvet hat, and the dainty lace parasol drew gasps from the women and admiring glances from the men. At such a time, she was center of attention and the sole topic of conversation.
Great day. She sure is a mighty fine lady.
Yep, she sure is.
She's like something out of a picture book. Her ranch house has got plush furniture out here.
Yeah, and even the piano, they say.
Where did she come from, anyway?
Well, as I hear it, her old man owned a silver mine up near Denver. When his wife died, he sold out and came down in this territory. Sent his daughter east to school. When she come to live with him on that big ranch, he brought red plush carpets and furniture all the way from St. Louis. And he brought out that fancy carriage, too, so she could live in style.
Well, I'll be doggone.
Of course, that's a story I heard from her foreman, Randy. Seems like when the old man died, she just continued on, never did get married.
Oh, ain't that?
Now, what supplies do you want to get, Jake?
But the townspeople of Laredo would have been filled with consternation and disbelief if they could have seen and heard the Melissa Powell, who after dark emerged from her silks and satins to don Levi's blouse and sombrero, and who strode like a man to the bunkhouse on her ranch.
That's you, boss?
Yes?
Just a second, I'll let you in. Well, boys, did Randy tell you the plans for tonight?
Yeah.
Good. Those prize horses on the Circle X spread will bring a big price across the border. We'll leave in half an hour.
We'll be ready to hit leather, boss. Say, I still don't think you should wear
I
that.
know what you're going to say, Randy. You think I shouldn't wear this sapphire bracelet.
That's right.
Well, I've told you before, I won't go without it. When Dad had his gang in Colorado, he took this from a real lady. The kind I always wanted to be. He gave it to me, and I intend to wear it all the time.
But if somebody recognized it when you ride with a gang...
My sleeves cover it, so no one's going to see it, except when I'm dressed like a lady. So stop worrying.
You'll have it your way. You sure got everybody fooled with that lady stuff you pulled in the daytime.
Now listen, you. I'll have you know when I dress up, I'm as much of a lady as any other woman.
Sure. Anything you say, huh, fellas?
Sure, Randy.
Good. I'll meet you at the corral in half an hour.
A few days later, the Lone Ranger and his Indian companion Tonto followed the trail that led to Laredo. As they rode at a leisurely pace, the Lone Ranger was saying,
According to the report given us by the Padre, Tonto, there's a ruthless gang of outlaws operating in the vicinity of Laredo.
Padre say lawmen not able to get trace outlaws. Maybe them hide in mountains to south.
Could be. Seems the members of the gang are always masked. A week ago, they held up the stage from Corpus Christi. And a few nights ago, they stole some prize horses from a spread near Laredo.
Padre say them kill driver stage.
Since they must realize they'll all hang for murder, they'll stop at nothing to prevent being captured.
That right.
We'll pitch camp in the hills near town. Then we'll decide just what we'll do. Come on, Silver!
Come on, scout.
A couple of miles from town, the Lone Ranger and Tonto found a suitable campsite in a secluded hollow. It was late afternoon when Tonto went into town for a few supplies. Before long, he returned to the camp.
Oh, scout, fella. Easy, scout. Easy, fella.
Any news in town, Tonto?
Well, me not hear much news. But me see fine lady in store, Kimasabi. Oh, her beautiful.
The way you talk, she must have been unusual.
Her wear plenty fancy clothes, wear fine necklace, have bracelet of gold set with blue-colored stone. Her leave on fine carriage.
I've heard of a woman who lives near Laredo in the style of an Eastern lady. Her name is Powell, Miss Melissa Powell.
Me hear fella in store call her Miss Melissa.
Her style of living is out of place here in the far Southwest. I wonder why she doesn't go back east to live.
Well, it seem like people in town like Powell woman.
After supper, it may be wise for you and me to ride to Laredo. We might get some news that will give us a lead to the outlaw gang.
It was still light when the Lone Ranger and Tonto reached the outskirts of town and stopped in a grove of trees. The masked man waited while the Indian went into Laredo. Tonto drew rein in front of the cafe and dismounted.
Oh, scout, fella. Easy, scout. Easy,
At that moment, he saw a stagecoach turn into the main street at breakneck speed.
Stage come plenty fast.
As the stage passed, Tonto noticed the guard slumped in his seat on the booth, so he hurried with the crowd to the stage stop.
Get the sheriff, somebody. We were held up by outlaws. You better get a doctor, too. How many were there? Where did it happen? Hey, here comes the sheriff now.
What's going on here? What's happened?
Got held up out by the bridge. About 6 of them. They plugged the guard in the shoulder.
That doggone outlaw gang again.
And they shot a passenger, too. Only one we had, a man. He's dead, as far as I can tell.
All right. Some of you help the guard get down. I'll look inside.
All right, boys. Here, I'll let you down to you. Easy does it.
He's dead, all right. I can see that from here. How come they shot him?
Well, sir, after they took the money box, 2 of them dismounted and looked inside the coach. One of them, smaller and slimmer than the rest, poked the gun in the open window and said something I didn't hear.
Then what?
Well, the passenger said out loud, "You don't get my wallet." Then I heard a tussle. And the outlaw said, "Let go of my arm," in a sort of a young voice, and, well, like a boy almost. Then I heard a shot, and they all mounted and left in a hurry. And they were all masked.
Well, as soon as we attend to the wounded guard and move this body, we'll form a posse and go out to the bridge. Maybe we can pick up that trail.
I'll go right out there with you.
Tonto quickly left the crowd, and mounting Scout reached the grove where the Lone Ranger was waiting within a few minutes.
Oh, Scout, hold, fella. Easy, Scout. Easy, fella.
What's happened, Tonto?
Stage come in, other end of town. Drivers say them have hold up.
Briefly, the Indian told what he had heard. When he had finished, the Lone Ranger spoke.
Tonto, this may be our chance to get a line on those outlaws. It'll be 20 minutes or half an hour before the posse leaves town, I think. We'll ride out to the bridge and look the ground over before the sheriff and the posse get there and spoil the trail. Here, Silver. Big fella, easy.
Easy, Scout. Easy, fella.
Come on, Silver.
Come on, Scout.
A short time later, the masked man and Indian reached the spot where the holdup had taken place.
Easy, Scout.
Easy, Scout. Easy, fella. Me see plenty sign, Kemosabe. Outlaws ride to river, look like.
We'll follow their trail while it's fresh. Of course, the border's close and they may... What's this?
Huh? What you find, Kemosabe?
Woman's bracelet.
Oh, that look like bracelet lady in store have on today.
You mean Melissa Powell?
Me sure that like one she wear.
It's been ripped apart. See there? The catch held, but one of the links is pulled loose. It'd take quite a tug to make it come apart like that.
That right?
Strange that we found the bracelet here, where the stage was held up and robbed. I think I'll... Wait. Look, come here with that ride back there.
Sheriff and posse. It's not good we be found here.
All right, let's mount. Hurry. Easy, big fella. Come on, Silver.
We'll continue our Lone Ranger adventure in just a moment.
All over the country, in every direction, how you doing is the question. And here's what the happy people have to say. Eating our Wheaties and doing okay.
Sure enough. Take Midwestern champions, for instance. When Bobby Feller takes the mound, the outfield boys sit on the ground. That Wheaties pitching leaves them there, watching batters fan the air. And when we name our Wheaties crew, Big Ted Klazuski's in there, too. He'll face those hurlers day or night and knock their fastballs out of sight. Bob Feller and Ted Klazuski both know that Wheaties magic. There's a whole kernel of wheat in every Wheaties flake. Wheaties, breakfast of champions.
Keep on eating your Wheaties and you'll be doing okay.
Now to continue. When the Lone Ranger and Tonto were at the scene of the holdup, looking at the bracelet they'd found, they suddenly saw the sheriff and the posse coming over a rise in the trail. Quickly, the two men galloped away as the sheriff and the posse men opened fire. The posse pulled rein at the scene of the recent holdup.
Honey, we were too far away to plug those two outlaws. No, it's funny they came back here to the place where the stage was held up.
Well, what are we stopping for, Sheriff? Aren't we going to follow them? They went off in the same direction the gang took after they held us up.
Well, in that case, we'll get after them. And we'll keep after them till they lead us to the gang's hideout. Let's get going. Get it! Get up!
Meantime, the Lone Ranger and Tonto followed along the trail left by the outlaw gang. Soon they reached the Rio Grande and pulled to a halt.
Fella. Well, it looked like outlaws go through water to other side, Kemosabe.
They must have crossed the border, all right. The trail leads right into the river.
River plenty shallow here.
The posse will follow us, so we might as well go on across. The sheriff won't cross the border, I'm sure.
Well, me not think so.
Our lawmen have no authority over there. There's nothing to stop us from keeping on that gang's trail. All right, let's get going. Come on, Silver.
Get 'em up, Scout.
Meantime, Melissa and her gang had returned to a ranch, where she quickly assumed the attire which she considered turned her into a lady. Randy and the men were in the bunkhouse. when the door opened suddenly and Melissa entered with a swish of silken skirts.
Something wrong, boss?
Yes, there is. My bracelet's missing.
What? I told you.
Well, I wore it, and that's that. The fact is, I lost it, and we have to get it back.
But it'd be suicide for any of us to go back there now.
None of you have to go back. The moon is bright now. I'll go myself. Jim, get the carriage and bring it around to the ranch house door.
All right, man. No, wait a minute. People wonder if they see your carriage stopped at that place where the stage was held up. They'll wonder more about your driving out at night. They know you never do.
Well, this can be the first time, then. And let them wonder. Nobody would suspect Miss Melissa Powell of being connected with outlaws.
Well, let's hope not. But remember, an hombre was killed in that holdup. And folks will be ready to suspect anybody.
Oh, shut up. Go get the carriage, Jim.
You all right? I'll have it ready in 10 minutes. After a careful and tiring search, the Lone Ranger and Tonto finally picked up the outlaw's trail once again, and it led them to the back of Melissa's ranch. The moonlight was extremely bright, so that they were able to see sufficiently to follow the hoof marks. They approached a barn from the rear and stopped in a grove of trees.
Both of us. Oh, fella. Oh, this ranch must be where those outlaws are staying, Tonto.
I wonder who owned them.
I don't know. We'll leave the horses here and...
Wait, Kimasabi. Carriage go from barn around to front of ranch house. It carriage of lady we see in town.
Carriage is going up the front way to the main trail. We'll follow it and find out where she's going. Come on, Silver.
Come on, scout.
At a distance, the Lone Ranger and Tonto followed Melissa's carriage. As they topped a rise, they saw the carriage stop where the holdup had taken place. The masked man and Indian turned off the trail into an arroyo, which ran parallel to the trail. They dismounted and left their horses ground-hitched. Then they quietly went on foot along the arroyo until they were opposite the carriage and close enough to hear Melissa talking to Jim as the two searched for the missing bracelet.
That voice of Powell woman, Kimasabi.
Wait, listen.
I don't see any bracelet. You sure it fell off when I passed in the graveyard?
Of course I'm sure. You think I'd risk coming out here to hunt for it if I didn't feel sure, you fool?
Her not talk nice now. Me hear him mention about passengers grabbing an arm.
I'm sure now that woman's one of the gang. Be ready to draw. We'll go up out of this arroyo and take them by surprise. Come on.
Hey, what is this?
Oh, they packed on a couple of hoofs. They got the drop on us, too.
Were you hunting for this?
Where did you find that?
I found it right about here.
Give it to me. It's mine. And tell that Indian to holster that gun.
Oh. Miss Melissa Powell has lost the sweetness in her voice, Tonto.
Now look, mister, no masked outlaw like you can laugh at me. If that Indian didn't have that drawn gun, I'd...
Boss, it's a posse.
Help! Help!
It's not good, Kimasabi. Can't get to our horses now.
Miss Melissa,
Hey,
a couple of
they look like the two men we were hunting.
Now, hold on, Sheriff.
Oh, Sheriff, I'm so glad you came along when you did. These bandits stopped my carriage and made me get out. They were just about to shoot James, I'm sure.
Now, wait a minute.
Look, there in his hand, Sheriff, my bracelet. The gold one with the sapphire setting.
He can cover it, man. All right, give me that bracelet. Hey, golly, I've seen this on your arm, Miss Melissa. You must have snatched it off the way it's broken.
Yes, he did. The brute. I was so frightened.
We ought to string them up. They're wanted for murder anyway. We know the masked hombre's one of the gang.
Now, calm down, boys. We'll take their guns, men, and we'll... Wait, their gang is moving in on us.
I'm getting away from this awful place.
Oh, you wait. You not leave.
Let go of my arm.
Watch the men. Let go of Injun or...
Hey, Sheriff, that's the voice I heard say those very words at the time of the holdup.
This woman is one of the gang. Those are her men attacking.
Hey, his guns. I told you to... Hey, he's shooting at the outlaw.
I told you to let me go.
Oh.
Let me go, you fool redskin.
That's the voice. That's it.
Watch her. Don't let her get away.
I don't know what to say.
In excitement, the Lone Ranger and Tonto, though detained by the sheriff and the men grouped near them, fought against the outlaws. Some of the posse had ridden off to get behind the gang, and soon Randy and the others were herded back to the carriage. Some of them wounded, all of them disarmed.
Gosh, boss, we did the best we could trying to rescue you. It was your own fault for coming back to get that darn bracelet.
Shut up, you! Sheriff, I don't know
thunder,
what...
that is the voice I heard. Yes, sir, she was with that gang.
How could you say that? In fact, that masked man is the leader of these outlaws. He must have had these ruffians wait back in hiding while he and the Indian held up my carriage. They frightened me, Sheriff. I'll drive home now.
You listen to me, Melissa Powell. You don't go free and let us hang for your murders.
What?
You led our gang, posing like a lady during the day, but tough as any man when you led this gang at night.
So she fooled us all, eh?
Fooling you bunch of tin horns was easy, even for a lady.
Lady, that's a hot one.
Shut up, you! Shut up, do you hear?
Well, it looks like Lady Melissa has sort of gone tough all of a sudden, eh? Say, mister, just how did all this come about, anyway?
Briefly, as the sheriff and the men listened, the Lone Ranger explained what had happened. When he had finished, the sheriff spoke again.
Well, I'll be doggone. She sure was a smart one, trying to turn the table on you, mister. But now we got 'em all, and they'll all see that they hang, including the lady. Well, we'll take 'em to town now.
I'm glad we were able to be of help, Sheriff. I tried to explain at the time, but, well, it all turned out for the best. Let's leave now, Tonto. We'll go get our horses. Adios.
Adios. Say, I let them go, and I don't even know who that masked hombre is.
Well, he gave me this bullet, Sheriff, and said you'd know. Darned if it don't look like silver to me.
A silver bullet? Holy cow. Hey, you had sure made a mistake if you tried to hang him. You know, that masked man is the Lone Ranger.
Lone Ranger?
The Lone Ranger, a copyrighted feature of the Lone Ranger Incorporated, is produced by Trendle Campbell Muir Incorporated. The part of the Lone Ranger is played by Brace Beamer. Your announcer, Fred Foy. Listen to The Lone Ranger, brought to you by special recording Mondays through Fridays at this same time.
This has been a presentation of OTRWesterns.com, and we hope you enjoyed. Please take some time to like and rate this episode within your favorite podcast application. Follow us on Facebook by going to OTRWesterns.com/Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel by going to OTRWesterns.com/YouTube. Become one of our ranch hands and unlock some exclusive content. We want to thank the following ranch hand, Steve, who joined us recently. You too can join by going to OTRWesterns.com/donate. Send us an email, podcast@OTRWesterns.com, and you can call and leave us a voicemail, 707-986-8739. This episode is copyright under the attribution, non-commercial, share-alike copyright. For more information, go to OTRWesterns.com/copyright. Have a great day, and thanks for listening.